What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Vibra Live. Hope you have your bags packed. You made the right calls because if you didn't, you bet you're paying the price right now because some of these coins that we are into are absolutely ripping right now. And man, it feels good as some of the Richard Hart coins cool off. That's why diversification is key. You have coins in your portfolio that you can look at when other chunks are down. This market moves in certain ebbs and flows where you start seeing, all right, on these days, certain coins move. When those coins are down, other coins move. So if you could time it right, you should always have something that's pumping in your portfolio. So let's see what's looking good on these bubbles right here, right now. In the last 24 hours, Gala Games and the graph leading the way. And what's funny, I actually have bags of both of those in my iTrust Capital account. They have a limited selection in there, so figured whatever. I'd made a good pick there. Render 2, the AI narrative, guys. It's the one. I think it's AI and then gaming from there. Meme coins, obviously, they're here to stay. I think that's retail comes in, jumps to the memes, then starts looking elsewhere. So I think it's very similar to the last cycle, but different coins are going to lead the way. It was Axie Infinity last cycle, Chainlink, Doge, SHIB kind of led the market. Now we have a new era where hopefully utility starts to lead the way, but I feel like we're one cycle away from that. We're getting there though. I think legislations, once they come, that's going to be that final piece of the puzzle that catapults this market, I think, to $10 trillion plus. That's what I'm looking for this cycle. That institutional, that God cycle that we've all been waiting for. I think it's here. And I don't think a lot of people are going to realize it until, unfortunately, it's almost too late. And a lot of people now are talking about, my friends even calling me, oh man, Bitcoin. I know you told me forever you've been telling me to get in, but everyone's got an excuse why they didn't get in. And I'm about to just stop, cut my friends off that call me that I've told to get in for the last year. Be like, no, bro, I told you, you got to figure it out on your own because people that were here in the bear market, you deserve it. You deserve the gains that are coming to you. Look at Propy. Let's see this pumping like crazy. Are people selling real estate on the blockchain? It's going to be a big use case, I think. And I don't know if they're going to be the ones that are the Amazon of real estate on the blockchain, but someone's going to be. And this cycle, I don't think it matters. It's all about the narrative, utility, everything. You can throw it out the window right now. Circulating supply. If a coin has a massive diluted market cap or fully diluted market cap, it doesn't even really matter right now. Look at WorldCoin. I'm pretty sure it's been one of the biggest winners in the last week or so. And the fully diluted market cap of this thing is insane. We're looking at $105 billion. 106 now. Sorry, just went up. 106.7 billion. And this thing is still pumping like crazy. I think this is the highest fully diluted value. I mean, this thing is 1.5 billion. It's $105 billion over its market cap. It's fully diluted. It's insane, but people are still buying. So you can throw everything out the window that mattered 3-4 months ago when retail wasn't here buying up dog with hat and Vibra with hat and Floki. It's a new day now. Retail's here, and you got to take advantage, guys. You really do. And that's by having your bags packed and being patient. Right now there's a lot of coins that I have in my portfolio. This is my favorites in here that have not done anything. Sologenics and Corium come to mind. I'm really bullish. Solo tokenizing stocks. This is going to be such a big coin in the future, but they're still, I think, a couple years away from when their use case really catches on and starts to take off. Tokenization of stocks. How can that happen without legislation in place? You have to have your licenses in all kinds of jurisdictions, all over different states, all over different countries. So it takes a long time to get the infrastructure set up to even allow these things to operate. And I think the last bear market, a lot of these companies have been doing that and building out that infrastructure. At least the projects that I've been following, the ones that I've been researching and telling you guys about, everyone has been building in this bear market, was here, had a team, was passionate, and now the fruits of their labor are starting to show and pay off. And then there's other coins that still just have not done anything yet. And that's all right. Do not rotate out of your coins. I've been talking about Veracity for 2 years probably on this channel, and it did nothing up until about 2 weeks ago. This thing, February 25th, was down at rock bottom. You could almost got it for a half a penny 3 weeks ago, and it did nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing. It had to run up one time to almost a cent in 2023. So it did a 2.5x. And I was telling people, buy it and stake it, buy it and stake it. It's going to be a massive coin. So you got to be patient and just know this coin, if it has a use case, if people are bullish on it, people are talking about it, it will pump. Look, Stronghold, that thing, it was one of the gems we were talking about last summer. And this thing has taken off. But look at this, absolutely flat. When I was talking about it and telling people to buy it, why do you think like 2 people out of the 100 I told to buy this coin did? Because look at the chart. Who wants to buy something like this when you're here in the bear market? You're getting punished. Every coin you have is pretty much down. So you're trying desperately to find something that'll pump and go up. The last thing you want to hear is, oh, yeah, another coin I got to sink money into. I'm going to lose 10, 15% over the next 3, 4, God knows how many months. That's not what people want in the bear market. But the people that were able to do that and delay gratification for 6 months and just forget about it, buy a bag of it, forget about it, on to the next. If you were able to do that and pick and choose with Stronghold, Veracity, LCX, Relio, Polytrade, we've been talking, Saucerswap is up now 20x, Dovu, Galaxy, Karate Combat. We were watching that last July. All these coins are starting to pump. And as long as you got a low entry point, it doesn't matter when they move. Who cares? Your time's going to come. Just wait for it. That's all you got to do. Crypto can be so easy. I watch people who struggle so much with crypto, and they're their worst enemies. It's doing research. It can be detrimental when you're trying to find stuff that's not even there. The people, my friends last cycle that did the best were my friends that have no clue what the hell they were doing. I either put MetaMask on their computer, helped them out, walked them through it. They bought coins early in 2020 and just held. That's it. And I didn't talk to them about crypto. They didn't even look at their wallets. They even forgot about them probably. And they were the ones that made a killing. So many X's because they didn't do what I did. I bought Matic sub 1 penny. And it's an L2. Back in the time in 2020, everyone was funding it. And we came to the conclusion that, yeah, L2s, these ETH gas is expensive. But once ETH 2.0 comes out, we're not going to need L2s anymore. And boy, were we wrong. And when Matic did 100x, we were cheering and screaming 100x. And then a month later, we were crying because we missed the next 200x's. So if you just can stop trading, stop, the short-term stuff and play this as a long-term game and just come back in a year from now, or just add only to your positions, you'll do better than 99% of people out here. And the mistakes you will make is rotating. When you look at this and say, oh man, I'm in Altura, I'm in API 3, Songbird sucks, Flare, has been doing decent, but it's not really moving. Velo's the Ripple of Asia. Yeah, that's a bunch of bullshit. Hasn't been moving at all. Sologenics is tokenizing a bunch of pipe dreams right now because the shit happening with that coin. XRP, everyone's getting out of this coin. everyone's is capitulating, and that's what they want. This markets are meant to shake you out. I think it's 98% bots trading these crypto markets right here. And these market makers, I don't know if they're algorithms, if they're AI, but these things are vicious. They are just setting scam wicks come out of nowhere. Dumps, these dumps and pumps, they make no sense. Everything seems manipulated, and it's all done on purpose to shake you out of your bags. So you click sell thinking, oh yeah, it's gonna dump more, or I don't know about this coin. And then you make the wrong move and you lose 10, 15%. And you do that over and over again. And now you're just constantly at square one and you can never get ahead. And when you can just buy stuff and forget about it. I did it with HHS here, and this Headhunters. I have it on my watch list, and I was like, man, it sounds familiar, but I forget. So this thing is up like 10x in the last 2 months, if not more. And I staked it. I totally forgot. I staked it and I bookmarked the page and I found it earlier today. So I was like, oh, that's where it went. So who knows if I would have sold it or if I was watching it every day. But now that I forgot about it for a couple months and I just staked it, I got all my coins here chilling and I can come and get my rewards whenever I want. And it's beautiful. And that's how you win in crypto. Honestly, make it easy for yourself. You can do it. Just find the coins early. Right now, LAI, phenomenal play. Spectra, phenomenal play. GPUs, a little too late. I think GPU will do well. It'll probably 20x from here, but when I was telling you guys about it at 4 cents, I can't tell you to get in now at $1.70. Like, this thing's up 40 something X from when I got in, and I was even a little late. So there's other plays out here that are going to do what Node is doing. AI is the narrative right now. So, with LAI, Layer AI, I told everybody about it at 4 cents for just over 4.5 cents. And now here, perfect. Here's the dip to 8 cents. Awesome. Here's the scam wick to get everybody out. And oh God, it's going to dump down just like every single time. I mean, this chart's just repeating over and over and over again. Pumps up, consolidates, pump. And then, all right, we're going to do it again. So people sell off because they think that the dump and consolidation's coming. Nope. We get the pump this time. And then you get the consolidation, pump, consolidation. So every time something different's happening. And now we're going to probably drop down to 7.5 cents, maybe make a new floor, trade sideways for a day, and then push up to 10, 12 cents. And we're just going to keep moving up. But people get shaken out along the way. I've done it to myself. Everyone has. But the more you can just be around people that'll tell you, hold, don't worry about that. You don't need to ape into this shit. It's all right. You have good bags. You have blue chip coins that are going to do really well. You wreck yourself, just hold. And the more you can get in that mentality, the easier crypto becomes and the more profits you start making. When I installed Layer I, it asked for a ref code. So you're safe. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I looked on my staking tab. I can't find the reference code anywhere. I've had a couple people ask me, but yeah, I can't find one anywhere. I see also you invested when the streets were bloody to be green. It's euphoric. Yeah, Thomas, you were here, bro. You look at ICP, man. Like that's gonna be one of the best projects, bro. I really think so. Everyone's funding it. It's just like Pulsechain and Richard Hart projects. When people just ignore it, and it seems like it's obvious. I don't know, man. I think, yeah, bro. It's just all about that. Just getting in early and just holding, man. Don't get fudded out. That's it. Really is that simple. So let's check out our PRC 20s. Wrap Bitcoin. Let's go. Couple $100. And I get it, guys. I know why it's hard. Wrap Bitcoin. It's like, damn, I wish I had more. I wish I had more. But you know what? It's like, man, when it was $45, $50 and it was just going sideways and PTGC was pumping, Alien was pumping, 808 was pumping, HOA pumping. Was it really worth buying and stacking Wrap Bitcoin while these other coins were pumping? No, it wasn't. So if I had bought wrapped Bitcoin back then and missed out on the other coins, I would have been worse off. So now I have my 10 coins or whatever I got. They're put away, and now you can say, you know what, whatever. Now it's worth a couple grand. It's not worth $400 anymore. Now you're happy with what you got, and you can move on to the next. You don't have to worry about it. How do you buy Layer AI? So get it on Binance, bro. Do not get it on ETH. Anything you can get on ETH or not on ETH, take advantage of it. So go to Coin Market Cap. I don't know why the internet's so freaking slow, guys. Sorry about that. I don't know what site it is that's killing it. It might be Go Pulse, but and then come down to contracts here and click more right next to this, and it'll show you the contract on Binance. So you got to get Binance. You got to bridge the smart chain with one of the bridges. You can use oh shit Rocket X .exchange is really cheap to bridge to Binance, or you can use Atomic Wallet if you want, and that you can download that app. It's you get your own seed phrase. It's basically just a hot wallet, but they have a swapper in there, so you can get Matic, you can get Smart Chain, you can get ETH Optimism, you can get Hex, you can get a bunch of different coins. So it is super convenient to get. What's my opinion on 9-inch? If it's bottomed out, bro, everything's gonna pump. I mean, I don't have any of that ecosystem. I got some HOA, but I'm more into like the PDI, Atropa, and then I'm big into Sunny's ecosystem, and I'm big into the PTGC Alien. So, it gets to a point where you spread yourself too thin. It's like, all right, I got my bags of Pulse, PulseX, my core, my blue chips. But what now? How much of the PRC20s and altcoins are now all of a sudden those coins are worth more than my Pulse and PulseX? Now, am I overweighted? I don't know. We'll see. No one's ever going to play this perfectly. And if you do, you're the statistical impossibility and take advantage of it because no one's going to buy the bottom and sell the tops. It really is impossible. Like some of us that if you were here in the bear market and you were consistently buying, and like once October came and it was like, man, this just feels like this is it. And we had that last dip. Man, I know a lot of people that got in mid-October, and that was like the last week you had before a lot of stuff started moving. So yeah, ATA, that's how you get it. And then just go to Pancake. So once you have Smart Chain, your Binance on in your MetaMask wallet, then just go to Pancake Swap and you can get it right on there. But yeah, LAI is going to be a gem in my opinion. And then AI Power Grid, another one that no one's talking about right now. Oh, sorry, it's on CoinGecko. So you can get it on Trade Ogre Exchange. It's you don't even have to KYC, just email only, and they have a couple coins on there. They have QUBIC on there and a couple others. So QUBIC is another gem that no one's talking about. AIPG. All right, it's been doing well. It's been going up. I like that. So I like to see. But all right, we're only on the hour lead. No, it's not what I like to see. Oh yeah, I like that. Let's go. So this is another gem right here, guys. AIPG. Like it's all about decentralizing the AI, where like proof of useful work, where instead of Bitcoin mining and proof of work, where you're just wasting all this electricity, and they're like, oh yeah, we can use it for geothermal stuff, or we can sell it back to these poor countries, or poor countries can sell it back and create electricity that was never there. That's great, but it's still not the most efficient thing to do. But with these AI models, it's coming. You can actually train the AI models with the miners or like the extra computing power. So basically, you buy a node and you can rent it out, and then these AI models will like come to the node or whatever, and then they train them on there. They feed them information, and then they grow. But it's decentralized. So where it's going to be cool is with like Google's AI. It's not authentic. They're censored in a certain way, and that's not going to catch on. People aren't going to want to use that, especially in crypto. If you're here now, you're like you're ahead. You're not ahead of. I don't know how to say it. You're a degen. You're like a renegade. You know, I don't know. You understand what's going on. You just see things ahead of the curve. And I just totally lost my train of thought reading that comment there. But yeah. So AI power grid. I think it's a gem, and just because AI, it's coming, guys. The AI thing, it's the narrative, and you just got to get into these projects early before other people are talking about them. And that's what I do. I have the ability to do research all day. I'm here. This is what I do for my job, is do research. And then I can, let you guys know the best stuff that I found. And in the AI, GPU's been running. I watched Alex Becker's AI video today, and he talks about like, oh yeah, let's talk about render. It's like, oh wow, great call, bro. Render, it's $10 billion market cap. Way to go outside the box. And, OXO is already hundreds of millions of dollars. PAL, he didn't talk about QUBICs. He didn't talk about AI power grid. He didn't talk about LAI, and he talked about GPU and said, oh yeah, GPU can probably 30x from here. It's like, wow, bro, way to hop on a coin that just 40x in the last 2 weeks. You're really, really crushing it there, bro. But you know what? I can't hate on him. The dude's got tons of money. He's building businesses. And if I had as much money as him, I probably wouldn't be here doing crypto research all day. I'd be doing, hopefully bigger and better things that can impact the world. But it's growing small steps, and you got to start somewhere. So I'm paying the cost to be the crypto boss in the future, hopefully. Well, we'll see. So, guys, we got a big week coming up this week. We got CPI, PPI, and the ETH Dankun upgrade. That's, I think, the biggest thing, because we just saw what the ETF did for Bitcoin, and everyone's not even in yet. The retail ETF investor hasn't even poured in. I've been watching some guys that I respect, and they've been saying that the money, it hasn't even started yet, and the money's going to just continue to pour in to these ETFs. And ETH is deflationary, guys. Like, never alone has an ETF came out where the thing that that asset they're selling is deflationary. Everything else, gold, you can go mine more. Silver, you can go mine more. Commodities, you can get more. Technology, stocks and stuff, you can print more. Nvidia, how many more shares of stock are they going to print now that they're valued at such a higher level? So you can always manipulate these things. And this is the first time ever you have a finite asset in the ETF with Bitcoin. So this opened up the floodgates. And with ETH, it's a whole different animal. Now you have a deflationary asset in the ETF, which Bitcoin, wow, we have the halving, inflation cuts in half, whatever. ETH, different animal. So I think the ETF, when it's approved, if it is approved this year, once investors have the option between Bitcoin and a deflationary Ethereum, I just see people are going to just start pouring into ETH. It just makes sense. So, and then you have this ETH Dankun upgrade where all the L2s are now going to be so cheap to do transactions. I have a feeling that there's a lot of projects that are just waiting for this upgrade to go through, that are on all the Arbitrum, Optimism, Polygon, Apt. I mean, how many of them are out there? And with gas right now, it makes a lot of these things unsustainable and just unaffordable. And when this goes through, I could see a lot of projects that have been waiting are going to start launching these things now that this comes through. I mean, I don't know. That's just my guess. But guys, this is so bullish for crypto for us. I mean, it's unbelievable, guys. The only thing that they say here is the FTX that they're meeting to sell, some of the liquidators there. But we know what they're doing. They're milking it, because the longer they wait, the less they have to sell back to break even. So they can actually start pocketing this shit now. It's insane. It's criminal. No, Boyface, ETH is deflationary. It is definitely, ETH is 100% deflationary. I'm trying to think of what the hell the site is there. where you can go and you can look at the numbers. I forget what it is. Ultrasound money. This is it. Ultrasound money. Yeah, this is it. Yep. And it tells you exactly what the supply is. So it is inflationary when no one's using the network. But since the merge, the supply went from 120 million, and now we're down to, or no, sorry, 120 million 500,000 to now 120 million 97,000. So we burned 423,000 ETH in 541 days. But there are times where it actually is inflationary. You know, right here in September, you know, it was inflationary from August 31st all the way, oh shit, all the way to October, almost Halloween. So almost 2 months there of inflation. And hopefully now we saw the last of it. Well, this is a cool site. If you don't know about it, definitely check this out. Ultrasound.money. Yeah, good guess, CI. You knew it. It's been so long since I've been on here. But wow, Gwei is at 51. So if you want to do anything on ETH, right now might be the time. So guys, we got I've been saying with utility is going to change the sorry, I just keep looking comment, and I haven't yet. I was waiting for a dip on that, but once I take profits on GPU, I'm doing that, and I got another gem I'm gonna talk about in the next couple days. 2 new projects that they're not in pre-sale, but they're getting ready to launch, so you can get on the test nets and stuff. But they look like they're gems, guys, because it's AI, and then we're gonna roll it into gaming, and then I think we're gonna have a little bit of a cool off this summer, and then all of a sudden we're gonna get regulations for stable coins, hopefully more that come. And then this super PAC now, Coinbase is backing them, and they're gonna go around to every single state. Fair Shake is the name of it. And they're gonna focus their efforts this election cycle on 4 Senate races. And they're gonna go around, and they've been talking about, where was it? One way or another, these guys believe that whoever gets into office is going to be pro crypto. So these guys are going around to Maryland, all these different states. Right here, Fair Shake's leadership appears confident it can ensure that whoever wins come November, those politicians will advocate for the creation and adoption of a long, elusive crypto industry regulations. So there we go. We'll have the resources to affect races and the makeup of institutions at every level. And we'll leverage those assets strategically to maximize their impact in order to build a sustainable, bipartisan crypto and blockchain coalition. It's going to come, guys, right at the right time. You know it. Conveniently, regulation is going to come and save the day, I think. We're going to have a nice alt run, I think, through March here, hopefully early into April, and then always the stock market. I just look at what the biggest Fortune 500 CEOs are doing, and they're all selling. It was the same thing they did in 2020, 2021, right before the stock market topped off. And I think that's going to happen again. The stock market's going to top. There's going to be some, I don't know if there's going to be debt problems with the treasury markets, because Japan, when they launched their CBDC this year, that's going to be the catalyst that they start dumping U.S. treasuries. And that does that mean China starts dumping? Do other countries start dumping? I don't know. If they do, then Tether can't mint enough to buy up all these treasuries that are on the market, because they're now that'll put them from like a top 20 holder of U.S. treasuries to a top 10 holder real quick. So I think all of this is to push USDC in all these countries, make it the official stable coin. So we're going to see Bitcoin, the market, definitely cool off probably April into May, maybe June, and then we're going to pick up, I think, and start ripping come like summertime into election season, and then that's it. I think, or we pivot. Yeah, we pivot probably around that time too, and that's going to be the top of the stock market, I think, potentially. But we'll see. I think we're going to see crypto decouple from the stock market this cycle. I think it's inevitable. They're priming people for the new financial system that's coming. They need people getting used to the digital stuff. We're going to get our Fed now wallet. CBDCs are going to start being pushed out. They're going to be bribing people like crazy to take them. You got the super PAC right here from Ripple and Coinbase is going to be going around making sure everyone. I mean, look how shady this guy is. I mean, you telling me this guy right here is not about just didn't put money in his pocket, or I mean, look at Jesus. I mean, Sherrod Brown is a United States Senator and chairman of the banking committee. Oh my God. I didn't even know who he is. And I can tell you just by looking at one picture, he's like, oh shit. They just heard that. Oh God. All right. Scratch that. No, scratch that. Unbelievable. But guys, it's all coming and it's going to magically happen. We're seeing Wyoming now giving Dows a nonprofit legal framework. So once we start building Texaco, once I buy 1,000 acres, once people start moving to the area and start living amongst each other, growing our own food, homeschooling our kids, it's going to be amazing. And we're going to be able to do all this stuff through Dows, I think. The Vibra DAO. We'll get 100 of them. It's a nonprofit. And we believe in organic food and homeschooling and I don't know, whatever. We believe in vibranity. It's a new religion. So we're a religion, we're a charity, and we're a DAO, so you can't tax us. Let's go. I'm doing it, guys. I'm not kidding. Like if I can catch a 500x on one of these bags that's got $1,000 in it, that's the first thing I'm doing. Buying land, and then I will be cutting off. If I can get 1,000 acres, I will cut off at least 10 to 15 10-acre parcels for people that deserve it. And I'll just give it to you, and you just got to maintain it and not be a scumbag, and we'll be good. And I think that that's the way to go. You got to sacrifice for other people. Like there's this whole notion of, all right, I'm going to go make $100,000 a year, and in 5 years, go take a loan out and buy $1 million house. Oh, you're just screwing over the next generation. Oh, my house is now worth $1 million. I paid 80 grand for it. Yeah, that's great. And now your kids and your grandkids will never afford a house in their life. Way to go, boomer. Way to go. So you have to sacrifice and do the opposite, where you own your house outright. You screw over everyone else around you that's on leverage and sell your house for 200 grand below market price to a family that deserves it. And then you stick it to everyone around there. And that's the mentality we need to start getting into. And that's the Texaco mentality. So these DAOs are coming, guys. Everything is falling into place for all the horror, for all the fear that was coming. CBDCs were going to take over. They were going to literally have drones that followed us when we spent our money. Drones were going to appear and take pictures of us. Like, it was crazy. And de-dollarization and this and that. And it's all a farce, guys. The dollar is stronger than ever. People want stable coins more than ever. Stable coins are 70% of the volume in crypto. So this is the way to keep the dollar used around the world. It's brilliant. Brilliant. So I'm happy, guys. We got Coinbase, the PACs, Wyoming creating DAOs. It's game over, guys. Everything's going to happen right as we need it. And then regulations will come, and then we will be good to go. Do you think they'll create a barrier from CBDC to crypto? Would mean the gates would close forever. If you're in, you're in. If not, you're out, you're out. I do. But I think they're going to do that they're going to start with migrants maybe, or with people on welfare, Section 8 housing, all of that stuff is going to be through the CBDCs. And then it's going to be, all right, that's the first step. And then the next step is people that are struggling, that, working 2 jobs, you have, $600 in the bank. All right, well, you know what? Close that bank account down, come over here with the CBDC, and we'll give you an extra 2,000 on top of your 600. And then people are going to say, do I feed my kids or do I do the right thing and stick to my morals and not accept this? And people are going to take the ticket, and everybody's going to accept it, bro. It's all going to be an offer. It's a free will realm out there. You can't just force stuff down people's throat. They have to accept it, and they will. Will. I'm telling you. So that's how it's going to happen, I think. But if they try to do it, there's never going to be a system where if you work and you're a productive citizen, you pay your taxes, there will always be a system for you. I don't see that ever going away. This is America. That's never going to happen. People will start trading in gold and silver if they ban cash tomorrow before they go to this digital crap. I believe. So I'm not even worried about that at all. I'm just worried about how many people are in debt and how many people will take that ticket. And then they take that ticket, they close their account down. All right, we'll give you $5,000 even. You know what? You have $600. We'll give you $5,000 to come take the CBDC account with FedNow and shut those down. And once you close those down, you can't go back. All right, now you get your $5,000. All right, perfect. Well, we'll give you another $5,000 if you get a shot. Or, come look into the new world coin orb here and give us your eyes, and we'll give you another $5,000. And then a couple years later, it turns into, all right, well, you want to keep using these, you got to, give us a blood sample or something. Who knows? But once you take the ticket, it's over. So I think it's going to be done through Section 8, through Medicare, through Medicaid, through all the government entities, all those things that are just like leeches on society right now. That's where they're gonna go to, because it shores up every single dollar. And you can't just have dead cats getting, Medicaid and insurance money and stuff. So I think that's where they're gonna shore it up and tie up loose ends. But I don't think they're not gonna force it on anybody. It didn't work in China. It didn't work in Nigeria. And they're now trying to figure out ways to bribe people to take it. So I just don't see it, really. It's not working anywhere around the world. They're going to have to make it. They're going to just trick people into using it, man. And I could see exactly how they're going to do it. I could give you another. You guys are naming ways right there. There you go. Stimulus packages. You take that. I'll take the $1,200. And then that's step one. Tax. You want your tax refund. Instead of waiting until May or April, you can do it and get it instantly with CBDCs. So there's going to be these little tickets that people are going to take, and that's how they're going to roll it out, I think. Or they're going to just do it with like wholesale. They're going to start with the wholesale CBDCs, and they're going to be for banks so they can move money in between each other. They can settle between each other. I think there's going to be another banking problem that happens, and they're going to blame it on the ability of and not having on-demand liquidity that Ripple has, when they allegedly said that Silvergate Bank and Silicon Valley Bank were both insolvent, and they took them down. Well, Signature Bank also was lumped in there, and everybody thinks that Signature Bank was insolvent. They weren't. They took them down. It was basically a hostile takeover to steal their tech, because Signature Bank had Signet, which was the clearinghouse that all the exchanges, I think, used behind on the back end, so they could all settle and there was never a problem. And they do not want that anymore. So they shut down Signature Bank. They took the Signet technologies. It got handed over to a bridge bank that was just like a dummy bank. And then guess who it got handed to? Take one guess what bank they gave that tech to. JP Morgan. So now JP Morgan controls the back end settlement system that all the exchanges used for crypto. So it's just criminal what's going on. I mean, it really is. And then the public thinks they were insolvent, and it was just, it had to happen. So there's a lot of trickery going on, manipulation going on, and just hostile takeovers when they don't like shit. And that's how I know there's chosen companies that are here. And no matter how good of a technology you have or what you're doing, if you don't know the right people, it doesn't matter. Someone will just come along and give you an offer you can't refuse. And now your technology, your company, whatever you offer will never see the light of day. Happens everywhere you look. And it's sad, but you know what? That's the result of this no sum game that we're all in with just money printing to death, working more hours. It's horrible. Once there's a better money, a sound money, which is what crypto is, and which is the good side of crypto, because you can say the same thing. Guns need to go away. Guns kill people. Or you can say guns are actually used for hunting and I need them for my food. So it all depends what lens you're looking through, what view you formulate. And it's the same thing with crypto. They can either be CBDCs and they can be used to track us and do everything that goes against our privacy and what we stand for in the United States, or it can be a way to free everybody where now everyone doesn't have to work 60 hours a week to be in debt. You can now work 20 hours a week and things are less cheaper. Now you can spend 20 hours doing stuff you like, 20 hours with your family every week. And that's the change we need. So I think, building Texaco, all these crypto millionaires instead of Lambos and this and that. That's the trap right there. All that money goes back to the same corporations BlackRock owns and State Street owns and Vanguard owns. They know if $1 billion goes into these idiots' hands, 100 million will go to Lambos, Ferraris, and Bugattis. 100 grand will go into Rolexes and watches. 100 grand will go into sneakers and bags and dumb shit. So they just buy those companies, and then the money, it's just a rotating money pit. So they can tell you, why do you think they did a stimulus? Here's $1,200 so they could see where everyone will spend it. And then, all right, this is where the money's going. All right, we make sure we own all those corporations. Perfect. And then there you go. It's horrible. But I see through it all and I know how to fix it. And hopefully I can accumulate enough economic mass and wealth to build the infrastructure and the community that can make enough change to where you're not just like a drop in a bucket. And I think like if I could have like right now, if I had $100 million, which is an insane amount of money, or even $10 million right now, I would go buy 1,000 acres in all 48 states right now, everywhere. So there's no matter where, 4-hour drive. And I would start organic beef farms, organic chicken farms, and then buy up trucks and pay people for like distribution. So you can drive meat around to everyone in Texaco. And now everyone has organic, clean meat they don't have to worry about. And that's a start right there. There's one expense you don't really have to worry about, or one you can cut in half. And then you just start there. And then we have our own meat. We have our own chicken and beef supply chains. And then it's like, all right, cool. Now facing reality is like, all right, I got tomatoes and I'll start growing spinach. And then someone else down the road, oh yeah, I'll actually have milk cows. So now we got ice cream, butter, cheese, vegetables, all in our own community. So now you start sending them around to every single state. Now we don't rely on grocery stores. All of a sudden, now our entire crypto community is off the grocery store grid pretty much, except for whatever, flour, sugar, the simple stuff you can get anywhere. That's fine. But now all of a sudden you're off that. And it's one step at a time. Go drill wells in every single one of those. Make sure that every property has well water that's not poisoned with fluoride and all that shit. So if I had $100 million, the amount of change that I would be able to create would be insane. And that's why I will be shadow banned and never shilled to the front of YouTube. Because I'm not here telling you to go degen your money away and buy a Lambo and just degen all your money away to the dumb shit where it just goes right back into the ocean and gets siphoned right back up. There's so many ways to do it, guys. And like, Man, I want what this GPU. It's at like a 40x right now, which is like insane to even think about from 3 weeks. Oh, this thing, and Alex Becker today on stream said this thing got another 30x in it. So if that happens, it's like, all right, there's enough money to buy 500 acres in one state. So all we need is 47 more, and now we're good. It's like, guys, that's all you need to do. It really isn't that far out of reach. It's not that hard. So then now we have our own food, all that. So we're unrelying off there. Now we do our own homeschooling. So everywhere we build like a little classroom and we put a curriculum together for all the kids. So now everyone's kids in 50 states, how you could probably fit 15, 20 families on 500 to 1,000 acres. And now everyone's homeschooling right there. And then other people around there, local communities see, oh my God, you got all this going on. They'll start paying you to homeschool their kids. And now all of a sudden we got businesses for homeschooling kids, for all of our food. Like that, this is the future, guys. It's either that or you spend 30% of what you make on clean food. And look at the price of everything now. I mean, it is insane how expensive shit's gotten. I mean, it can't go on like this. It just can't. There will be riots in the streets in 10 years if this keeps up. I mean, so this is how you get out in front of it. And hopefully we pick the right coins, Layer AI, LAI, QUBICs, AI Power Grid, and even storage chain, guys. This thing is a gem. I hear there's going to be some announcements coming out in the next week or two with some partnerships and some really good stuff. I told you this thing's a $500,000 market cap right here, guys. I gave it to you at it was like a penny and a half or something. I got in, I don't know, 3 weeks or so ago. It's just chop, 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 chop. But we're starting to take off now, guys. Look at this. The volume just started coming in 3 days ago. This is a gem right here. DPIN is a narrative too. AI, gaming, and DPIN right now are the three. And you're seeing it with Filecoin, Arweave. There's another one that was pumping too. But this is the future right here. This project is next level. And I think influencers are definitely going to start. It's only a matter of time, guys. Like, I'm on all these projects before the mainstream gets to them. Because I have that time. I can sit and do this shit 6 hours a day where everyone's got jobs, got other stuff to do. No, this is my job. So there you go, guys. Another gem. So hopefully you take that and you guys make hundreds of X's. And then next thing you know, I'm buying 500 acres over there. And then you guys in the chat are doing the same thing. Now we got thousands of acres in all 48 states. And then we start taking over. And then we can't be stopped. Now Texaco is a brand around the country that everybody knows. From food to homeschooling. Who knows what else we could even do? I mean, it's endless. Camo Joe, he'll have his fishing classes. We'll all have our own ponds that are stocked with fresh fish. So, like, guys, there's business. Like, the sky's the limit. It really is. No, no, I was wrong. The firmament is the limit. I'm gonna leave it there. So, if you guys aren't subscribed, subscribe right now. Smash that like button, and I'll be back tomorrow night with hopefully some more alpha.